Welcome to Specific Love. Today I'm going to show you how to make this awesome cedar planter that'll work in almost any yard and do it at a reasonable price. Now for this project I'm going to be using cedar fence posts, and you can usually pick these up for around $3 a piece. I'm going to need 7 of these, so this total project should cost less than $25. I first slightly sanded both sides of each board to knock down the rough spots and remove most of the splinters. I then laid out one of the posts, poured out some type 3 glue, and used a brush to spread it across the entire surface. I then mated a second post on top and rested a 2x4 on the top of both. This 2x4 allowed me to add several clamps to the setup without marking up the cedar boards. I then repeated this gluing setup a second time to make 2 sets. Moving to the table saw, I trimmed both edges of each set to square them up and remove any loose wood. The end result left the boards about 5 inches thick. I then ripped the boards into a 2-inch and 3-inch section. I next cleaned up the edges on the remaining 3 posts to a width of also 5 inches. I then used a chop saw to cut down the 3 single posts into a set of 6 15-inch boards and 6 16-inch boards. These will be for the sides. I then cut down the 3-inch board into 4 18-inch sections. I then repeated this process with the 2-inch boards. I then matched up the best color on the 2 and 3-inch boards for the legs. I next brushed on a thin layer of glue on the edge of the 2-inch board and added it to the side of the 3-inch. I then gently clamped them together and repeated this process for the other 3 legs. While these were drying, I cut out some rails for the bottom. So I cut another 16-inch strip of the 2-inch board and then ripped it in half on the table saw. I also cut another 14-inch strip of the 3-inch board and ripped it in half as well. Now for the top section, I needed 4 boards with a total width of 19 inches, with a 45-degree cut to form a square frame. And I made these out of the remaining 2-inch boards. I then glued up all of the ends and used a strap clamp to hold the corners together for a few minutes. I then removed the clamp and added a few brad nails to give it strength until the glue was fully dry. Moving on, I unclamped the legs and started on the sides. Going with the 16-inch boards first, I applied a layer of glue on the ends and carefully placed each board against each leg while adding a couple brad nails to hold it in place while the glue dried. I then just kept repeating this process until the first 2 opposite sides were completed. I next moved to the 15-inch boards and repeated the process on the remaining 2 sides. Once all of the side boards were in place, it was time for the rails. I first added the 16-inch rail on top of the sideboard with some glue and 2 brad nails. After repeating this on the opposite side, I rotated the box and added the 14-inch rails on the remaining sides with glue and nails. I then flipped the entire box over on its legs. I next added a layer of glue to the top of all 4 legs, placed the box frame on top, and added a couple brad nails at each corner. For the base of the planter, I cut down the remaining pieces of cedar into 5 strips at 15 inches long. Now you don't have to use cedar for the base of this, I just had some left over and I figured I didn't want to waste it, I'm going to put it as the base. Now keep in mind that the base is going to primarily be the wettest spot of this whole planter, and chances are it's going to rot out the fastest if any of this is going to rot out. So I'm not going to attach these, I'm going to leave these just loose in the bottom there. They can adjust these in the future and take them out if need be and replace them. Now this planter is almost done. It does need some kind of a holder inside to keep the dirt from falling out, but also to let the water drain. Did a little research online. I've seen anywhere from people using plastic with some holes in it to this. It's like an anti-weed fabric that can let the water drain. In any case, this is going to be a present to a couple. Happy anniversary. And I'm going to let them actually choose on how they want to set this up interior wise so they know for the future and how to handle it. Now one other thing, I know this is cedar and cedar is supposed to be rot resistant, but I also want to give it a little added protection. So I do suggest adding some type of a urethane or polyurethane or some kind of a coating all over it, and that way not only will it help protect it from the water, but it will also help protect it from the sun. It won't bleach out as fast, hopefully. In any case, this is an awesome planter and I hope you get to make one too. Now if you enjoyed this project, make sure you click the like button and tell us what you think about it in the comments. I also have some other videos right over here that go along with this type of build, so make sure you check those out. Have fun building!